Ay, caramba!
Oh, the brass. Greetings, Wanderer. This is Atlas here, and welcome to The Void. Today I'm going to be reacting and breaking down a song called Eyes Up from the Destiny Rise of Iron original soundtrack. This is the second coffee personal request that I had scheduled for this month, and this one comes from Friendly Elites. And the comment says, "Hi Atlas, I am a big fan of your channel and your breakdowns. I found your channel after you did a breakdown of Journey from Destiny 2. Today I thought I'll send you a track from the first Destiny added in the Rise of Iron expansion titled Eyes Up, or often just called Axis theme by fans." Okay, Friendly Elites, thank you very much for your request and of course your incredible support. We are revisiting the Destiny franchise. However, like he very much said, the only track that I have covered from this particular video game is Journey from Destiny 2, which was actually a live performance by an orchestra, which is quite interesting. It's the only time that I've done a breakdown for a live performance, actually, I think. So I'm gonna be leaving that video in this card over here. But before we begin, I would like to invite you to check my newest merch, which is inspired by Dark Souls on BERSERK. And also please check my newest track, which is a BERSERK inspired track called Conceived in Blood, which is actually the song that you've been listening in the intro, in the background of the intro of this video. So if you want to check that out, I'm gonna leave it in this card right here, okay? So with that being said, onward. Alright, so we have Eyes Up from Destiny Rise of Iron. Boom. The song is signaling some sort of martial thing in the percussion. Those scale runs are so Basil Polydorus. I like how the percussion is just doing the accent of each measure. I love those scale runs. Ooh, this part is... Oh, the brass. I love this part. That was awesome. I mean, the brass and the percussion in the track has been incredible. And the choir's doing a unison with the brass arrangement. I love those scale runs. The drums of war. Awesome transition. Ooh. That was it, right? Yeah, that was it. Ooh! Yeah, this track was really, really good. Obviously, okay, I'm not going to start explaining because I always do this, but certainly it keeps faithful to the same orchestral approach that Journey had. Of course, I can't say that the whole franchise has this kind of music. Like, it's the whole soundtrack is always basically orchestral music, symphonic music. But it's I've always perceived the Destiny as a video game that is perfect for having, you know, synthesizers and so on and so forth, because it's a science fiction a video game. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into that. Maybe in another video. I want to talk very specifically about the percussion, the brass, and how they are the real arrangements that actually speak about the nature and the storytelling of this track. Okay, so yes, let's break it down. Okay, so I would like to start this breakdown by talking about probably the most quintessential characteristic that I can hear in this song, which is that it has a lot of space, okay? This is not a super tight track in terms of how the arrangements are composed, let's say. And the reason I say that is because you can hear that the song is very soothing and pleasant to listen, because the energy and the tension on the tension flow of it and the energy flow of it is very spaced out. You don't have arrangements in the song that you could say that are so radical that, you know, where the tension and the energy of the track just jumps tenfold or drops tenfold. It's very how should I say this? Maybe evolving. I don't think that's kind of a good term to say it, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that for lack of a better term. You know, it doesn't have so many. It doesn't really have radical arrangements like you would hear as silence, and then the energy of the track goes tenfold or drops tenfold or something like that. The transitions are very seamless, and for that reason specifically, you know, the song has this very open space. It allows the track to breathe, to be big. You know, very much a lot of the arrangements after the intro are, well, I would say like half or a little bit more than half of the song is very, you know, legato oriented, a lot of sustained notes, very spaced out melodies and so on and so forth. And I think that even though the track is very menacing and has a lot of tension dwelling beneath the surface, because it's not accentuated like a lot. Like I said, the flow is very harmonious. I'm gonna go with that, yes. Where you don't feel like the song is going to jump scare you. Let's say, let's put it that way. And speaking of the spacing of the track, you can hear that it has arrangements that evoke very different things, but at the same time, they are so spaced out from each other and so well arranged that they flow in between the flow and the transition in between them are very seamless. You can hear that, for example, in the intro, it's very tight and tamed, you know, with this either spiccato or staccato notes in the string section. And then it starts building up, adding more layers of instruments. You know, you can hear the snare doing a Marshall thing going on, which actually is probably the thing that, or the instrument or the arrangement, the instrument that has the arrangement that hints the most about the nature of this track. You know, when you hear the Marshall thing going on in the percussion, then your instant thinking or your perception of it, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is about struggle, you know, war, military, martial struggle, you know. So of course I I didn't play Destiny 1, but I did play Destiny 2 on the PC when it went free to play, and fantastic game, by the way. And of course, it's about a huge a space struggle, warfare, and so on and so forth. Obviously, that could be like the general theme. You could say that's one of the general themes of the video game. Like that is the struggle overall. Or at the same time, this is more nuclear. This track is composed not as a franchise theme, but something very specific, like Friendly Elite says. Like it was for an expansion called titled Eyes Up. So what this leads me to infer, or I suppose what it is that this expansion is very much about something very that has to do with something warlike or warfare, because it's all over the composition itself. Now, one of my favorite parts was the composition play that the composer did in between the brass and the percussion, because we hear transitions in between parts that are very well spaced out in terms of having these melodies that are very legato-like, sustained notes, very spaced out, like I said before. But then we move into more tighter, meaner territory, where is this sections of the composition, or these parts of the song that go in between that go from the martial thing going on in the snare towards very accent-oriented sections of the track, where we hear basically like an accent of the measure at the beginning. That's the only thing that we hear, but it's actually being amplified by all the other layers of instruments, like the bass, the string section, and the brass. But we also hear the spiccato notes in the cello and the bass, which makes it more makes it have this tighter kind of sound, and which is probably one of the one, if not the section that has the most tension in all the song, because you might think that the higher energy that a song has, the higher the tension, but that's not necessarily true. Like, I think, for example, in this particular song, I mean, that can happen too, but in this particular song, not necessarily the points of highest energy in the track are the points where the tension is the highest. To me, it was the very specific parts of the song that were, like I said before, very accent oriented. You do the accent on the first the first note of the measure, or at the beginning of the measure. That's a better way to put it. And you amplify that. I mean, the percussion gives the foundation, and you amplify that very same premise with the brass and the string section. And to be honest, that's, for me, that was actually like my favorite part of the whole song, along with the scale runs, by the way. Just to mention a brief part here, those scale runs that we hear along the track reminded me of Basil Polidoris, and I'm gonna have to listen to the song again, but I'm not really sure if the scale runs are played in unison in between the string section and some sort of woodwind going on. I don't know if it's a solo woodwind or it's an actual woodwind section there along with the string section. I'm gonna have to listen to the track again to really define what it was. But yeah, I love the scale runs, and basically the percussion all along the track was absolutely fantastic. I love how the composer decided to use the cymbals, because very often I hear compositions where the cymbals overtake or leak too much into the song. But here they were very tight and they were very tamed, and they were just an added ingredient more than, you know, just throwing like a, I don't know, like a bowl of sauce into the track, which sometimes, of course, this is like a personal preference, but sometimes I feel like songs that or compositions that have these super massive cymbals that leak everywhere take me out of a song, which I have talked about this before. But this is not like a bad practice or anything. It's just like a personal preference. I like my cymbals to be more controlled, more tamed. And if you're going to do it big, you don't do it that big, let's say. Finally, I would like to talk about the ending, because the ending is somewhat similar to how the song started. The intro, I think it has more tension into it, and it's a little bit more higher energy than the ending. But they share very much similarities in between them, which is the less is more kind of thing. However, in this ending, in my opinion, is like completely resolved. You know, it has a very telling ending. Like, the ending doesn't leave you wondering if something comes next. It's like the storytelling of the track is like, I'm teasing you with something, I'm going somewhere, the percussion hits with the snare, with the Marshall thing, and you say, okay, this is something related to some sort of conflict, war or something, you know, war, the drums of war, like I said in the reaction. And then you start building, you know, the story of what the track is about. Obviously, Destiny 2 is a science fiction universe, space, travel, super bleeding edge, high tech. Also, there's a little bit of fantasy, I think, involved in it. Maybe, I can't remember well. But yeah, you start building those are the building blocks in the storytelling based on previous knowledge of the game, but also based on what you hear, right? So you know that it's about a struggle, a war that is fought, warfare, that kind of thing. And then the end comes in, very tamed, very less is more, but at the end is basically like the percussion ending with a note, and that's it. So yeah, I think this song was very cool. I really enjoyed the scale runs that are along the track. Probably one of my favorite parts of the arrangements in this composition, as well as the percussion. For me, the percussion was the most telling arrangement. The arrangement within that section that of the track that told me the most about what could possibly be going on in this expansion in Destiny 2, right? So I think I'm gonna give this track a golden badge, alright? Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friend. Also, please don't forget to visit my Patreon, my Ko-fi profile, and my Ko-fi store in case you want to support my work further, and my Teespring merch shop. And of course, ex nihilo nihil fit.